Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin, firstly. And secondly, breaking news. Breaking news is that Thiago Silva is most likely not going to be retained at Chelsea Football Club at the end of this season. So we're going to start things off from here. But there's a lot that's going on in regards to planning for the January transfer window and potentially still not giving any power to Pochettino. And there is going to be another player exodus that is upon us. But firstly, ladies and gentlemen, Thiago Silva is not likely to be retained by the club, coming from David Ornstein. Orny, who generally makes us all nice and horny, for me in this case, is definitely not making me horny one bit. And I know a lot of you guys will disagree that why should Thiago Silva stick around? He needs to move on. He's nearly 40. How much longer can we keep asking him to do the job for us? He needs to move on. I get that. But in times where we lack experience, we are getting rid of experience. That's what bothers me, to be honest. And in defense, I'm not one bit convinced with all the other defenders. I know Levi Colwell is a particular player that I have supported, and I still feel he's going to be something special down the track. But he's been utilized as a left back. And in all honesty, as well as Buddy Shield has looked since he's come back from injury, Buddy Shield, Desasi, Wesley Fofana, these defenders, I need more, man. I need more know-how of the game. I just feel like they're not ready to just take Chelsea and elevate it to the next level. They're still learning on the job. That's how I feel. And I get it. We have to be patient and give them the opportunity to learn. But I just felt if Thiago Silva wanted to stick around for one more season, it probably would have been wise to keep him for another season and let him help those young defenders come up the ranks. But it is what it is. Looks like he's going to move on, ladies and gentlemen. The club is not keen to keep him. And look, in recent times, well, I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday, there was a whole heap of controversy in regards to the captaincy situation. Some of his teammates apparently leaked information to Jacob Steinberg saying that, maybe he feels a bit disrespected not being the captain. Look, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. The bottom line that I want to say about Thiago Silva is an absolute boss. He's a legend of the game. He's been one of our best players for the past few mediocre seasons that we've had. And not just in defense, obviously he's one of the best, if not the best defender at the moment at Chelsea Football Club, but one of the best players at Chelsea Football Club. I think that is what we need to hone in on. And also we need to understand he's probably been one of the best defenders in the Premier League in the last few seasons. So look, if it is his last season, big up to him. Congratulations to him and his Chelsea career and his overall career. He's achieved quite a lot in his short period of time at Chelsea Football Club. To be honest, it's not even been that short now when you think about it. I think this is his Frank Lampard season was the first season. Thomas Tuchel, the second season was the second one, and then last season, third. This is his fourth season with Chelsea Football Club, so he's given a bit of time. But let me know, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section, how you feel about Thiago Silva potentially not being retained by Chelsea Football Club. I think majority of you guys will probably agree that it's time for him to go purely because of the age. Me, on the other hand, I would have liked to keep him for one more season if he wanted to stick around, but the club does not feel the same way. Next up, Mauricio Pochettino will have no increased power in the transfer market, only input. Chelsea's business will be run by the sporting directors and supported by the owners. I don't know how I feel about this, man. In one side, I'm thinking, okay, it's not always the greatest thing to give the manager all the power, because if the manager flops, then we are now left with all his players and then he ends up getting sacked. So from that perspective, I can understand why we want to take that approach of sporting directors, making sure they, get the input from the manager, but at the end of the day, they make all the decisions as to which player comes in and which player goes, supported by the owners. However, in our case, the sporting directors, they're just as culpable, I feel. The owners are just as culpable. So how confident are we to rely on the owners and the sporting directors to deliver the kind of transfer business that we expect? Like Pochettino, I know we all celebrated last summer. But looking back now, and I get it, hindsight is such a fantastic way to look at things, right? When things are already done and dusted. But at the end of the day, we need to learn lessons from it. We cannot allow these sporting directors and the owners to just influx the team with more youngsters. So Pochettino wants some experienced players. I'm pretty sure his input will be bring me some experienced players, and I hope Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winsterley, they do their due diligence and bring the experienced players, and hopefully the owners oblige. But once again, we shall see. The power has been taken off Mauricio Pochettino. Apparently he'll just be able to give some input, and then he'll have to agree on the players that are coming in. I'm pretty sure they'll have a selection for him, options available, and he'll have to give input as to which option is more suitable for his team. Next up, Chelsea are ready to sanction the departure of several players, including Trevor Chalobah, Ian Martin, and Noni Madueke, to help fund their January transfer plans. Now, this is a very sensible, approach. Of course, if we're going to buy players in January, we're going to have to let go of players for a few reasons. One, we have to ensure that we are within the financial fair play guidelines. We cannot be just simply going out there and buying every single player for 100 million plus and pretend that financial fair play is going to be fine. No, it's not going to be fine. So you're going to have to let go of players, and you cannot have a squad bolstered again, bloated again with so many players. Now, the biggest name over here is obviously Noni Madueke. I think we could have all guessed that Trevor Chalobah, Ian Martin absolutely has no future. But in the last few weeks, you could also probably state that Noni Madueke has no future. But Noni Madueke has been a particular player that we bought earlier this year. The year hasn't even ended. We bought him in January, I'm pretty certain, this year, which was part of last season. But we're looking to get rid of him already, and I see it because he's not part of the plan. He's not in the squad. He's not. He barely gets any minutes under Pochettino. But this is what's going to happen when you stockpile kids. How can we expect him to get any minutes when you've got the likes of Mudryk, you've got Cole Palmer, you've got Sterling? Sometimes you use Chukwuemeka when he was fit. So, and on top of that, Noni Madueke hasn't always been fit either. So, we have to be very careful how we build the squad. Cannot keep bringing in more kids and eventually having to sell them without even seeing what they could give to us. I know Noni Madueke played a little bit right at the end of the season, last season, but overall, we're not really seeing much. And I know he's got a lot to develop as well, but I feel like, what was the point of bringing in someone like Noni Madueke? Chelsea would still be open to let go of Marc Cucurella in the right circumstances. And, this has been running since last summer. Marc Cucurella had a bit of a resurgence in the last few months, but all of a sudden now, again, he's come back to his notorious nature again. But look, I would have liked to see him get a few more prolonged chances. I understand, man. His form has been topsy-turvy. I fully get it. Maybe I'm just hanging on to that Brighton Marc Cucurella that I saw, and it's just simply not materializing at Chelsea Football Club. We do have a problem. I mean, for me, Levi Colwill is simply not a left back, but apparently he's been utilized as a left back because of height. So as a left back, I feel like Levi Colwill has to develop so many other facets of the game. Marc Cucurella, is he a complete left back? I don't think so as well. He doesn't really give that attacking impetus. I want to see him get in on goals. I want to see him get in on assists from the left side, but he's just not been able to do that for us. So we might be in the drawing board again to find a left back. Ben Chilwell, God knows when he's going to come back. And if he does come back, is he going to be fancied in the left side? He was playing as a left winger for us. And I'm not convinced with Ben Chilwell as well. And as I said, Martin is on the way out. And he's not being considered a left back anyway. And right now, there are no other options. So it might be back to the drawing board in the market. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, wonder kid Kendrick Pires will train with Chelsea's first team squad next week in the first of a series of settling in visits to England planned by the Premier League club Independiente have given the green light. This is a nice way to integrate the player in. And I think this is what Matt Law talks about as well. There are no doubts inside Chelsea over Kendrick Pires' talent. There is recognition that moving from Ecuador to England as a teenager will present challenges, which is why the club have come up with an innovative way of trying to help him help his integration. So, look, in these moments where the club is doing so poorly, I just can't get excited about Kendry Pires. And he's the type of player you want to get excited about. You want to 100% get excited about. He's lighting it up in international scenes. He's doing his bits at Independiente. I think this is a great opportunity for him to come and train with the Chelsea squad whenever he gets the opportunity, before he, I believe, officially can feature for us from the start of 25-26 season. So 24-25 season, which is the next season, he won't be available. It's the 25-26 season where he's going to be available to feature for us. So let's see what happens. This is one of those type of players where Todd Bowley, Baghdad Iqbali, the ownership, they've struck gold here. They really have it. And this is one of those players that I'm pretty certain they'll be trying to flip him for a lot of money. So this seems to be one of the aims of the owners, buying youth and selling them for excessive amount of money. Not everyone's going to be worth that level of money, but Kendry Pires is one of them. Angelo Gabriel is another one, and we shall see how many more turns out to be in that particular that profit category. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you felt about everything we spoke of, especially the Thiago Silva situation. Let me know. And also Pochettino having no power. Let me know what that means to you in the comment section. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys for a live stream tomorrow, which will be the members call-in live stream. So if you're not a member, become a member so you can participate in those call-in shows. Until next time, everyone, take care and see ya.